Superman issue 10. Brian Michael Bendis writing with Ivan Reis and Brandon Peterson on the art, as it's been for most of this arc. And this wraps up John telling the story to his parents of what happened to him. We ended last issue with Superwoman. Yes, I was just making sure I had the right name there because it's confusing because it's all flipped. But yeah, Superwoman, Lois from Earth 3, try to kill him. And this issue, we find out that eventually Jor-El did show up. He found him, and it seems like he'd been missing for years from Jor-El's perspective, because Jor-El had been, doing complicated like astrophysics maths to figure out where he was.
Because since John was lost in the multiverse through that wormhole, he couldn't just look through space. He had to look through space and time, which adds this other variable. And so to Jor-El, 22 years have passed.
Yeah. But only 22 days have passed on Earth, which is, explains why he's, it's been a few weeks and he's grown up so much. But Jor-El's got a goatee, he's much older. And it's basically just this thing. But basically we find out that, John gets shot back to Earth while armies were attacking Jor-El. Like there's was Thanagar in there?
Yeah, you got Thanagarians, it looks like Green Lanterns, it looks like you have these other ships rolling around in there, and
Rogol Zar's there. That's the big thing. Rogol Zar's.
Yeah, so Rogol Zar is the reason why he ends up back at home.
Yeah, because Jor-El zaps John. Rogol Zar's coming through the ship, and he zaps John to send them back home with this. We'll just call it the magic wand for now until we have any more explanation.
Yeah, it seemed to me like a New God thing. It looks like kind of like the thing Highfather has, his staff. But it reminded me a lot of that.
The idea of Rogol Zar coming after John and just with the intent of just murdering him there and then is actually quite scary, and just adds
and so you have that half page or that full page, the double page spread of him coming with the two Kryptonians there. It looks like Jack Sur coming at Jor-El, and then when John lands in Wisconsin and then goes to find his parents, it flashes back to Rogol Zar almost like he's a horror movie villain.
Yeah.
Right? Where it's the same image and it's just haunting John.
Yeah. And then upon hearing this, Clark's like, I know you've been through a lot, but if you're ready to suit up, and he's like, yeah, I'm ready to suit up. He's like, we need to go and get your grandfather, because he's out there on his own fighting all these things. So Superman and John are flying off together to help. So the big final page is this 2-page spread of just all the armies fighting around the Jor-El ship. So it's just chaos. And
because you have it looks like crystal ships and Thanagarian ships and a space whale looking thing that almost looks like Ion.
Star Trek 4: The Quest for Peace, feeling its impact even in Superman. No, I like this issue a lot. Joe, the fact is I remember I'm still kind of apprehensive about John being aged up. Why have we done that? But we've went through the whole arc there, the entire story of what's happened to him, and nothing has upset me. Nothing has pissed me off and said this feels like a cheap thing to do, or this feels like that. I like the horror of his parents missing all these years of his life, the horror of what he actually went through, and the fear of Rogol Zar coming for him. All of this is played very well. If anything, the only disappointing element is that I could have done with a few more years of young John. That is the only problem here with this.
Yeah. Well, and I also love how it facilitates the Bendis talking about why space travel sucks. Right, because of all the different variables you have to take into account, and and it doesn't make quite much sense, but you have to use this complex math. So I felt like as a writer he was putting that out there, which I like. And I also love John talking about how when Ultraman threw him in the volcano prison, it didn't hurt him as much as his mom trying to kill him, as Superwoman, and that hit real hard.
Yeah, he didn't want to fight back. He's like, I'm not going to fight my mom.
Yeah.
I'm not doing this.
No matter how drunk and rageful she was, so... And he's like, because it looked like you, but I had to keep telling myself it wasn't you.
And it's instant, it's not even like she wanted to capture him like Ultraman did. She was just instantly going for the kill. That's all she wants to do is kill him.
Yep. And so... and I love that it's John dealing with these bad versions of his parents, and what does that mean for him? It kind of gives him perspective on his own mom and dad. So, but yeah, I'm curious what Bendis is planning, because he has Connor over there in Young Justice, and now you have roughly the same age John.
He did confirm, or someone confirmed at WonderCon that Connor and John will meet. And
and
that the Superboy mantle will be sorted out. Like maybe one of them's going to end up with a new name, a new
Yeah,
hero name.
and that's fine. I just, if the Bat family can have all these other ones, it's I'll say the Superman family can't.
Yeah.
But I want to know how their roles are different, because we all know how the Bat family roles are different, and how how Dick is different than Tim, who's different than Jason, who's different from Damian.
I feel like if I was to make a guess, I'd say Connor takes a new mantle of some sort because
Yeah.
he doesn't need the
Well,
Superboy name.
he kind of is the Tim Drake, right? Where Bendis also kind of confirmed that in Young Justice, I think it was in the solicits, Tim Drake's going to get a new moniker finally.
Yeah,
Because
that makes
it's not
sense.
going to be Red Robin. So it almost makes you wonder if these lost heroes outside of, Wonder Girl, I guess, can keep hers, but Bart's Impulse. So it almost makes me wonder what these guys are going to do. But and I like that kind of intrigue. Like, even whoever ends up with the Superboy name, I'm not going to be upset, because both
Oh,
of them,
yeah.
I feel John's earned it now almost as much as Connor has.
It's the sort of thing where like Garth gave up Aqualad, but
Yeah.
he's just Garth now. So Connor could just be Connor. Like, it may not be like a hero name for him.
That's true.
Essentially.
That's true. So, but yeah, no, I like this issue a lot. I liked, especially with the time traveling Jor-El, and just looking when he shows up and he's older and he just looks tired. Like, the art conveyed that
And
so well.
He's kind of frantic as well. He's like, where have you been?
Mhm.
I've been looking for you, and he's very on edge, which is different to what he was before. So, and I like that. What are you giving the book, Matt?
Oh, this is an 8.5. Really, really enjoyed.
Yeah, I think I'll go with a straight 8. I'll give it a straight 8 out of 10.